There is a saying that if you do what you love, then you'll never work a day in your life. This perspective on deciding one's purpose has become widespread, even if it is still subject to criticism. The focal point of this is the question of how a person should choose their career. Historically, this is a new question. Never before have there been so many options of careers to pursue or how to do so. It then becomes necessary to have a model of how one is to decide and pursue their career. The ideal model is to pursue one's passion as a career, uniquely crafted to account for one's interests and talents, that can also provide for all other needs. This is popularized by the successive individuals who took careers based on their own interests and had incredible results. The successive individuals such as Steve Jobs or LeBron James are the perfect example of this, as their enormous energy and interest for a topic spurred their spectacular success in their careers. Recreating this success is the ideal outcome that one should try to achieve when striving to create a career out of a passion. The criticism of the pursuit of one's passions is that there is no concern for practicality, as you are just following your emotions, and the results depend on luck. From this perspective, the pursuit of one's passion would be the equivalent of betting your life on buying a lotto ticket and hoping you win. The critic's perspective discounts the importance of one's interests as important when choosing a career, but ultimately they are correct in the criticism of using emotion as the standard to choose a career. While the critics exaggerate, there are indeed plenty of people who advocate for choosing a career in this way, and I can say that the criticism given to them is warranted and well deserved. There is a large amount of advice given on how to discover one's passion, which is, at its root, to survey one's emotions and act on the strongest ones. Many people understand that this is a terrible advice, but in the absence of any other advice to the contrary, they accept it and decide their fate on their feelings for the day. The consequence of this can be seen in those who failed this gamble and ended up with careers that they experience as slow torture, or the people who never discovered a passion and instead muddle their way through their life. The culturally dominant perspective on passion is that it is the ideal which we should strive to achieve, but it is wrong in that it assumes that reliance on one's emotions to be applicable to the introspective questions of one's values and interests. This view that emotions are key to knowledge on the purpose of your life and career that you pursue needs to be understood as a dead end. Knowledge occurs before emotion, whether it's from directly experiencing something or as an abstract understanding. The cause and effect of emotions is that they occur after an understanding of the situation is reached. Confusion comes from the fact that emotions are experienced nearly instantaneously, almost like a sixth sense. Take, for example, a person who is playing lotto and wins. They instantaneously feel a massive sense of excitement. The cause and effect is that the person's understanding of the situation is that they won, which causes the emotional reaction of excitement. However, if they are mistaken and their lotto ticket is not actually a winner, they would find that their emotions did not reflect reality. The creation of emotion is an automatic process done by your subconscious, integrating your perceptions and knowledge without your direct control. A person acting on their feelings is acting on the automatic processing of their subconscious. Any incorrect beliefs that they have will be reflected in their emotions without any verification. When passion is treated as an emotion to be followed, a person can be motivated but completely oblivious to the actual requirements and results of their career. This view of passion is what the majority of the criticism is directed towards, as it is indeed a recipe for disaster. But if this was the reality of the situation, then we would not be observing people pursuing their passions and achieving incredible results. If a person's passion does not come from their emotions, then where does it originate? It comes from a person's values, developed from their experience and abstract knowledge of what is good for them. Pain and pleasure are not emotions. These are sensations that are experienced and abstracted into a person's values. This capacity to observe one's experience and come to accurate conclusions about what a person's values are is what's necessary to develop a passion. Just like any other phenomenon that you can explore and understand, one's interests can be explored in the same way. If a person finds that they enjoy something, they can undertake similar activities, gaining greater insight on what their values are. While emotions create the vibrancy of life, they ultimately occur after a person gains knowledge of their values, not before. The method in which humans use to abstract their experiences and form knowledge is reason. The search for a passion is a rational process where a person abstracts their experiences into values, then studies how they can be integrated into a career. Just as reason allows for the study of the external world, the development of science and technology, when applied introspectively, one can discover what values they have and passions that they would feel fulfilling. Being able to achieve one's passion is also not dependent on luck, that your emotions will point you in the right direction. It is dependent on the use of reason to develop the knowledge of what is required. The reliance on emotion is just reliance on the subconscious blindly integrating what is already known. If all the specific knowledge on how to achieve one's ambitions is already known, at best the person's emotions will align with those requirements. Acting on the emotion would add nothing but the possibility of mistakes. But with no knowledge, acting on emotion is at best trial and error. To have the best chance of achieving one's passion, a person must gain knowledge necessary to achieve it, whether it's from their own personal experience or that of others, to abstract the necessary principles and to act in accordance with them to achieve their objective. Those people that achieve their passions do so through their capacity to reason. They do not act arbitrarily on the whim of their emotions, but with the knowledge of what the possibilities are and how to achieve them. A person should strive to make the absolute best out of their lives. This includes finding a purpose which enables them to feel the best that they can. For this reason, searching for and achieving passion is the ideal. The culture's perspective on passion is mixed, both holding it up as the ideal to strive for, yet completely irrational and easily subject to failure, which is why it's important to be critical and fully analyze this problem. A person's passion is not a mysterious endowment that must be achieved through blindly following one's emotions, but something that is in one's conscious control and could be deliberately developed. If you have ever admired those individuals that achieve their passion through pursuing their dreams, then the most important thing to understand is that this capacity is the ability to be rational, and that everyone is equal in having this ability as their birthright.